don't mind if I dunk on you real quick, right? I'm gonna dunk on y'all. Dunkin Donuts. Pardon me. Well, maybe 2 minutes warming up my coffee was a bit. I guess I can't properly dunk on y'all yet. This coffee is still very hot. Well, it's not that the coffee remains hot. It's that the cup gets heated up, the porcelain atoms and so forth. That's why it remains hot. I'll dunk on y'all later. Yeah, I got the weirdest email today. It was, we know where you live. We're coming to kill you. We're gonna take all your money and all your family's money and kill everyone in a gruesome beheading. No, actually, the email was, The Who is on TikTok. It's like, it's almost like the geezers were sitting around, you know? Like the old geezers. They're even older than baby boomers, right? The Who, they're like the elder generation or something. They're like 80 plus. They're like my grandmother's age. You know, there's nothing wrong with being my grandmother's age. There's nothing wrong with still being alive. If you're as old as a Beatle or the Who or a Rolling Stone, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, you're my grandmother's age. Literally. That's all I'm saying. And I'm glad you're still here. I'm glad you're not dead. You know? So, but it's like the geezers were sitting around and like in the Who, the ones that are still alive, just Roger Daltrey and Pete Townsend. They're like, hey, what's that new thing the kids are doing, huh? You know, on the internet, yeah. What is that? Yeah, the internet. That sounds really futuristic. Let's do that. Hey, they have this Chinese communist spy app that hundreds of millions of people give away all their data on. It's called TikTok. And the Chinese Communist Party, one of the gravest threats to mankind's entire existence since the Nazis and the Axis powers in World War II. And they're collecting all the data on all the citizens and location, real-time data. Hey, let's get on that. And he was like, oh, yeah, mate. Cheers. That sounds like a great idea. We could have more reach that way. Since there's hundreds of millions of people on TikTok, so. Yeah. So I'm going to dunk on y'all. Dunkin Donuts. The Who, get on TikTok. And my next email will be, the Rolling Stones discover TikTok. Just what your great-granddaddy envisioned. The rebels of the 1960s. On a Chinese communist app. Woo! Now nothing smells and spells rebellion like Mao Zedong and Karl Marx. Nothing screams pure insurrection than communism. Hey, you alright too? You're my love too, huh? I'm sorry. I love you. You just can't pee in here. Yeah, I love you. Yeah, come on, too. It's Tula time. Speaking of the ancient Chinese. Ooh. It's Shizu. Yeah. Were you upset I talked about the Chinese? Yeah. No, she just wanted in here. It's two. Chutula. Spaceballs came on today. Oh, they're making Spaceballs. Mel Kaminsky, Jewish. Yeah. He's like, is it 95? Woo, somewhere way up there. Yeah. He's got the magic potion the secret society has with George Soros. They meet in the Death Becomes Her place. Like, as long as you worship Satan, you get the secret potion. Makes you live forever. Like the place they meet up in Eyes Wide Shut. When they have the orgies with the Jeffrey Epstein, Stanley Kubrick movie with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman and all that. Eyes Wide Shut, yeah. I don't know. Was that like a documentary of Jeffrey Epstein Island? That was an early documentary I was watching, really. I thought I was just watching a movie for some reason. Oh, man. That was a documentary of the rich and elite's actual activities. Yeah. Oh. I love you. I'll be out in a second. Okay. I'll come play soon. Yeah. Now, people wouldn't actually believe that secret elites of millionaires and billionaires would have covens and orgies in a secret island or mansion compound and worship the devil and have young women butt naked having orgies. Now, who would actually believe that that's actually what would actually happen in real life? I mean, when they saw Eyes Wide Shut, did people actually think this stuff was actually going on? Like in real life? Back then? In 1999? I know, I certainly did. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, that's bizarre. Now, about Rosemary's Baby and Roman Polanski. I saw that movie for the first time, actually. And could they really have a secret satanic cult that sacrifices babies or tries to make them into the Antichrist? Yikes. Yeah. That was a scary movie. Rosemary's Baby. It wasn't a great movie. It just was like... No, I'm not on TikTok. I know it's a Chinese Communist Party app, so that they collect data for the Chinese Communist Party, so I'm not going to be on that. Yeah. TikTok, tick smock. I don't care if it gets shut down or not. I don't give a shit about it. It seems like the Chinese Communist Party wanted to make American people and their adversaries dumber. So by doing these stupid TikTok challenges, making the youth dumber, corrupt the youth, and then make people lose IQ points. And then that's the way they would take over the world, is that they'd make people dumber and dumber through social media, and then they would be easier to control, subjugate, enslave, and to defeat in a major world war or a major conflict. So yeah, rob them of their independence, freedom, independent mind, critical thinking skills, creativity. Rob the youth of all of those things, and you'd have a pretty weak. Your adversary wouldn't have any teeth if they're stupid. So the Chinese communists' plan to take over the world is to target, just like Satan, children. Yeah. And if you have children, they mean your children, or you're a youth yourself. So that's who you're their main product, their main target on TikTok. So I don't really trust that myself. I won't even trust it even after a U.S. Big tech buyout. I still won't trust it even then. To me, it's already tainted. We should just create an American version of TikTok and just screw the Chinese for now. The Chinese Communist Party in particular. Not the Chinese people, of course. No, I mean, if I ever meet anybody on TikTok, the 100 million people or whatever it is, the users, you know, it's somebody's like, hey man, check out this TikTok, you know, or whatever. Like, oh, isn't it funny? A dude's on milk crates, just bust his ass. Hey Scott, hey middle-aged man, check out this. There's like, you know, 17-year-old like, hey dude, check it out. It's the new TikTok. Isn't it so cool? Look, there's people doing stupid shit. Look, this guy's eating detergents, Tide Pod challenge. Look at this dumbass shit. They're like, oh wow, people eating detergents. I guess their IQs are going down. I know that our previous generations wouldn't be eating fucking detergents. Hey, they got this new TikTok challenge. It's called drink a bottle of 1.5 gallon Jack Daniels. And then, well, a lot of people have died doing it. But man, they wanted to impress their social media community. The guy's like, oh shit, I have liver failure at 17. Like, yeah, it's called the Jack Daniels challenge. Ooh. Well, I guess because your friends jump off a cliff, everybody should jump off the cliff. I'm sure, you know, it's like monkey see, monkey do. You know, it's like, well, everybody on social media is doing this particular dangerous activity. I guess I should too, because it's everybody else is doing it, so I guess I have to too. Because I want to be cool. I want to be like everybody else. You see, that's really the main goal. How about this? I'm a person that doesn't really want to be like anybody else at all. So that's very different. But, you know, I understand young and impressionable. That's who they target, TikTok and social media in general. The young and impressionable. The weak-minded hordes, you know, that don't think for themselves. that do not take independent, bold actions for their own selves. People that don't know who they really are, right? So that's the youth, generally speaking. Naive, don't know who they are, easily manipulated. And so yeah, it was kind of a thrill when the wasps were all attacking me. Yeah, we knocked down the wasp nest. My mom was like, knock it down with the broom. But the first time I knocked it down, the first time I took a big swing at it, I'm trying to like hit it like a baseball on the top of the garage, behind the garage light. And the garage. Oh, that was so fun when I was 12, me and my friend James. I guess he was like my step cousin. I would say, "Hey, we're in the garage." He goes, the garage. The simple things in life. Yeah, those were the days. But I'll tell you what, I took a swing at the wasp nest, and then all the wasps, it was pretty mad. It was like this big, the wasp nest, and then the wasps all come down like darted down with like military attack precision. like I'm being attacked by little mini F-16 fighter jets or something. And aerodynamically speaking. And I was like, so I just yell out, shit, for the whole neighborhood to hear. A nice, like, shit. Yeah. I was like, oh, man. So we back away. We stir up the hornet's nest, as it were. Or we stir up the wasp nest. And it's a big motherfucker. So then I thought, yeah, we could try to knock it down again. My mom's trying to spray, but she's not tall. And then we don't have a ladder. And then plus, if you put like wasp spray directly on this massive wasp nest and they have time to react, then they could sting the shit out of you before you could escape. So plus you could inhale like toxic, poisonous, wasp poison shit. So I decided, hey, why don't we... Mom got I said, why don't we use water hose? Yeah. You always got to use the hose. That's just male tip number 3328. All right, you got to use the hose always, and then so the water hose. Ooh, those are even better. The wet hose. No, but so did the water method work to get rid of the wasp nest from the condominium, from the house? Oh yeah, I'll finish the story. Sorry, I got caught in something. Got caught in the music there. Into that note structure at the time. Got a dunk on you again. Oh. So I sprayed the hose at the thing and then knocked it, and the wasp still went crazy. And then we eventually killed the embryonic, the little baby wasp, and killed the whole nest. And then the kind of like when the wasp nest got knocked off, some were able to fly around. Most of them with the water, kind of waterlogged them. And I guess maybe they caught some wind of that spray, because then they all started dying on the concrete. So one little like baby wasp was trying to fly around, and I sprayed it, and then it also joined its friends, drowning on the front of the garage. And so we did our pest control, and so that was a success. Victory with no stings. We had victory with no stings. We gotta check on Bella Booba. Bella Booba. Bella Booba. Bella Booba. Where's my Bella Booba? Are you getting down a little bit? Alright, Bella Booba. Bella Booba. Bella Booba. Bella Booba. Dula Dula. Dula Dula. Dula. Are you okay? Yeah. I'm sorry, Chitula. We'll go in there with Bella and have a lovey, okay? I'll be on a second. Okay, love y'all. Y'all be goodies. Mom asleep right now. I'll be out in a second. Yeah, right. These nuts. Texas wasp and the big beat. Out here in the perimeter, we get stoned. Immaculate. Oh, man. Jim Morrison and the Doors? Yeah. I kind of like that poem, Texas Wasp and the Big Beat. Yeah. It's time for the session. Produce thy marijuana. Light up the ganja. We're going to go on a voyage. Cannabis, come ride with us. All aboard on the 420 train. The cannabis. It's called Cheech and Chong. The last Cheech and Chong movie is called The Last One. What do they call it? Cheech and Chong. They should have called it like The Final Toke or something. The Final Rip or some shit. Cheech and Chong, The Final Rip. I should have wrote the movie. Should have helped it with Cheech Marin and Tommy Chong. Yeah. Yeah, they have some dangerous with kratom in it. Highly addictive substance. I think it's from. Is it from Africa or Somalia or somewhere? I saw a YouTube video on it, like one of the travel vloggers. People on kratom. So the drink is called. It's called Feel Free, But these kids are getting addicted to it, and adults too, I guess. And highly addictive substance. I think it's funny that the thing that gets you addicted is called Feel Free. It's like if Jim Beam was called like Freedom Forever or something. They had a bottle of vodka. It was called like Eternal Peace. So it's like it's oxymoronic. Or what they call cocaine, saving money. Yeah. Or maybe heroin or fentanyl, they called it Feel the Pain. Yeah. Yeah, they call it World of Pain. You know, it's oxymoron. So that... so this Kratom I Feel Free gas station energy drink has horrible addictive qualities and side effects. Feel free. Well, I guess it's a more more of a George Orwellian world now more than ever. The glorious information age wasn't a superhighway of limitless possibilities and freedom after all. That was just the lie that we were sold. It was actually directly on a path to George Orwell, 1984. Peace is war, freedom is slavery, lies are truth, and all that shit. How sad. Like if my grandma was 85, about to be 86 years old, and she's like, I want to do something really exciting. She's like talking to some younger people, and maybe her granddaughter or something. And then she's like, oh, hey, Grandma, why don't you get on TikTok? It'll be fun. It's like, TikTok? That sounds like the newfangled thing I should join up with. Yeah. How exciting. I used to travel the entire country. But, I think this TikTok's going to be... I think this is it. This is going to be a new sensation. I'm going to love this. I'm going to love... I can sleep better at night knowing that the Chinese government knows exactly where I live at and how to send a drone to kill me. Yay! Woo! Because in the event of World War III, you want your enemies to have your exact location data so they'll know where to find you. Obviously. That's what you want. saw the tracking app for the kids. Parents know when your kids are safe at home and going to school, and where they're at on the map. What's that? I mean, I guess in the name of child safety and child, your parents can track your locations at all time. But wasn't it fun? Wasn't that a fun part of childhood? Telling, not really necessarily lying to your parents, but wasn't it fun just saying like, little white lies like, "Oh yeah, I'm at the library. Yeah, I'm studying hard at the library, Mom. But how come I hear loud music in the background? Library started to switch to loud rock and roll music, and who are those people laughing? I'm at the Mom. You don't think I'm dedicated to education? I'm at the library. Okay, just be home before 10. Yes, Mom. So is that cool? Like, if kids do get phones, that parents are going to install tracking apps on their phones to make sure they're safe. Because safety is more paramount. Safety is more important than liberty. Yeah, not in reality, but that's what people are hoping, that safety, be safe, be cautious, is going to prevent death, injury, problems in society, which is not true, but not maybe in some cases, but parental tracking of children, tracking of location, tracking of mail, surveillance of everyone at all, 24/7 surveillance state. George Orwell is here, and it's just a matter of how bad it gets before the rebellion, the resistance begins. Yeah. The backlash. The blowback. Good old blowback. Yeah, I love that. Parents can track their children now on the app. Yeah. Or maybe parents have decided not to let their, like Texas law, don't give their children access to smartphones and portable devices until they're 16. So Texas school districts and I guess they're making state and national laws to protect the growth of the human brain, and for children to be socialized like the old days, because we realize that the old may be old, antiquated, but there's some styles of child rearing and human growth that are just universal, that foster greater community and better education and communication. And children growing up with TikTok is a way to rot and stupefy their brain, and it's a distraction from their studies that they should be studying and things they should be learning, important things. So yeah, that's good. No social media, no smartphones until kids reach 16? Yeah, that's good. And school districts have started to restrict children's devices, and they have to be locked up during, school hours. And so, yeah. Yeah, that's good. Real children, real protection for children, not, Orwellian surveillance state. That's good. So they're trying to make sure that during a human's formative years, their growing years, that they can have great experiences with their friends and enjoy life and learning and things of that nature. Build stronger bonds with their peers, and that would lead to future success. So they wouldn't get internet fatigue or brain rot or burnout or whatever, or be exposed to things that they should not be exposed to at an early age. Now, I know there's going to be parents that try to break these rules, and there are parents out there with children that are going to let little Johnny Jr. and little Jenny Jr. Do whatever they want, see whatever they want. They're going to pass their devices to them. They're going to try to break the rules. They're going to try to evade the law. There's going to be all sorts of cheating and piracy and things like that. So mostly because maybe parents object to not having devices or access to the internet or inappropriate material at an early age. Liberal or laissez-faire parents, as it were. Oh, what's up? Oh. Yeah. Oh, did you have a good nap? Oh. Okay. I know, she's so good. Oh, thank you. Yeah. She's such a good girl. Yeah. She's such a smart girl. Yeah. Huh? Oh, yeah, with all the people coming over and them going downstairs. And then they both got stressed out and anxiety and got tired. Yeah, and the heat, everything just kind of went. Well, now we're just going to practice calm and quiet, and they're just going to have their kidneys and water and stay hydrated and not be hydrated. I love you. Oh, thanks for everything. I love you. It's time for more D's nuts. Get a little bit more D's nuts. Time to dunk on ya. Down. Yeah. I left that a boot and to the mom. I'm gonna dunk on you, Dunkin Don. Dunkin Donuts? Donuts! Like Donald Trump. The Don. Isn't that what they used to call him before he was president, Donald John Trump? They used to call him the Don. The Dapper Don. The Don. It's the Donald. Or something like back in the day before he was president. Yeah. It's like, yo, it's the... Well, I say it's Don. I do it with like an accent. But before that, they called him the Don. Dapper Don. The Donald. The Donalino. The Donachino. The Don Nutsack. Ha 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 ha! Don Nutsack. Now, you can't even say that the baby boomers are going to be the last generation that goes to McDonald's. The reason why is because even if McDonald's is not that popular, you know, in other Western countries, or it's McDonald's is going down in popularity because the food doesn't seem to taste as good as it did back in the 1980s, 1990s. The prices after the Biden inflation are too outrageous, the food prices. And with minimum wage, of course, the customer service is atrocious in most places. So that's the reason why fast food is losing millions, losing steam. It's quality of food, poor service, low minimum wages, slave wages, shrinkflation, global corporate buyouts, people don't give a shit anymore, etc. Yeah, all sorts of negative things kind of converging to make McDonald's not the beacon of American freedom and the beacon of quality that it used to be back in in the glory days in the 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, 1990s. Maybe it was still glorious in the 2000s, but by 2010, something was going, definitely by 2020, something's going horribly wrong at McDonald's. So, I mean, maybe that's just a broader, impoverishment of America, socio-economic inequality, causing social and economic strife and lowering the quality of things that used to be high quality, like the fast food places and shops and retail in general. So, yeah, I grew up in the 1980s, so I remember going to get the Happy Meal and getting the toy and having a fantastic time at McDonald's. We're going to McDonald's, all right, like getting pumped about it. But it's like kind of the people, the baby boomers and the Generation Xers that grew up with McDonald's and millennials, trying to get pumped about McDonald's now is like after you have so many bad experiences with the price, and it's and even the boomers, they're like getting the McDonald's because they used to go there or they used to work there when they were 15 back in the day in the 1960s, 1970s or whatever, 1980s in some cases. But so they have all these positive experiences, but they're trying to translate it into their future when they're older, and it's just not paying off. The nostalgia is not translating into the current reality, so it's a disconnect. Major disconnect. You're like, hey, yeah, let's go to McDonald's. Remember those great times we had? And then people are getting the McDonald's and they're seeing the bill, and then the boomer is like, I had to pay $25 for this shit. They got the fucking fries wrong, and they don't give a shit. They got my sandwich wrong, and and all that. And the bill was like $30 for this. So it's like FUBAR. Yeah. Today's McDonald's was actually okay. It was fresh. The fries were fresh. They didn't fuck it up. And so today was like kind of like a happy McDonald's experience. I like a rare one, but I definitely don't want to eat there all the time. I know my mom does. She wants to eat there at least. Shit. If she could afford it, she'd probably want to go there 3 times a week. And I'm like, no. We need to switch it up. We need to get Whataburger. Yeah, we need to get Whataburger sometimes to break the monotony of McDonald's. I'm not saying it totally sucks, It's just I don't want that to be the only food is McDonald's. I don't want that to be a primary source of sustenance in my life. So yeah, I know the baby boomers are holding on to the McDonald's because they're nostalgic for the 1950s and the 1960s and the 1970s. I get it, why they're nostalgic. That's why they're nostalgic about seeing a movie with a 70-year-old Luke Skywalker. I get it. You want to feel nostalgic about the glory days or whatever. Your glory years. I feel you. I get rose-colored glasses sometimes as well. But, I mean, one day you'll get so old in which the past will be like so distant that it'll almost seem like it never even happened. It'll just be movies and memories, and that's just experiences, and it'll just be a haze of the past. It'll just be a blur. Yeah. And the only thing to take you back to that time will be either the internet, YouTube videos, or old camcorders or DVDs, VHS, whatever, and then you'll pop in one of those maybe in the future and think about, oh look, everybody's dead on there. All these people aren't here anymore, or most of them aren't here. You might look at a young home movie of yourself. Say, oh man, that's me when I was 15. Oh man. Thankfully, my first stepdad and then my second stepdad and my family in general took a lot of camcorder videos. So there's a lot of cool shit. I think I need to salvage my singing in first grade. So when we sang Christmas carols, because that's I like to remember that time in first grade at the first grade Christmas recital back in Dayton, Texas. Yeah, Stephen F. Austin Elementary School. Yeah. Yeah. It might even send chills down my spine because I see the old building and I could imagine myself as a little kid, playing there. And especially if I see the old teachers and see all the people as little kids instead of older people, instead of people in their 40s and stuff. I see like just the little kids we were, right? The little innocent little kids we were at one time. Singing Christmas carols so happily in first grade. Yeah, I need to salvage that one, and I have to salvage a few of my first stepfather, Rick, and us hanging out with his brother and their kids and relatives and stuff. Yeah, his brothers and their kids. We got a lot of like family. We have a lot of like family, like hanging out with cousin Eddie videos. In the backyard barbecuing, and the kids are running, and the guys are just sitting around like drinking a beer, like, hey, how's it going at the plant, Bubba, and all that kind of shit. All that simple American. Got the. I think there's even some badminton on there. Just some old fashioned like thrills, like people just hanging out and having fun, and at a party or something. So yeah, I have to make sure that those VHS tapes don't get destroyed. I would preserve the 1980s ones actually, because I like to preserve that time capsule of a simpler time of just people just living, right? And that was fun. Yeah, the times when people didn't have so much information overload, where they worried about a bajillion fucking things, and so it was just like you were in the here and now all the time. You were in the ever present, and it was a great place to be. All of my family gatherings weren't all like Clark Griswold's, but I'm saying, you know what I mean? That kind of shit where it's like all the people, they get together in the family and hang out and stuff. was so what will the Who discover next? Will the next email be the Rolling Stones discover AI? One day it'll be the Who discover quantum computing. Wow. Maybe the headline will read one day, Sir Rod Stewart gets himself a robot. A sex robot. Do you think I'm sexy and you want to squeeze me? Oh, baby, let me know. If you think I'm texy and you want to text me. Ooh, I need a robo-blow. Yeah, maybe the world will just get stranger and stranger. Oh, wow. Oh, well. Yeah, we'll see what happens next. Yeah. As Snoop Doggy Dogg once said, see you in the next episode.